By the end of this video, you'll be able to do a beautiful improvisation over the entire chord chart for the jazz standard Misty. It's a very, very beautiful tune. And actually, when you have a look at the chord chart, here's one for alto, it does actually look quite complex. But what I've done is that I've taken the first three notes, the first three scale tones for each chord, and I've written them down for you underneath the chord. And I've done this for alto, and I've done one for tenor as well. So even though I'm demonstrating on my alto saxophone, tenor players, I've done exactly the same thing for you too. And I'm going to give you a backing track, exactly the same backing track that I'm playing over, which has come from Quartet app. So let me show you what I mean. I'm just playing the first three notes of each chord, and I'm going to do this dead straight first time, and then I might throw it around a little bit and see what I mean, because this is what you're going to be able to do by the end of this video. So here we go. This is the intro. 4 bars. So I was doing that dead straight. Can you see what I'm doing? It's just the first three notes of each scale, and doesn't it already sounds quite nice? But now if I throw that idea around a little bit, so I'm only using those three notes, but I might throw the timing around a little bit or go up and down. So in that first chord I might go, which is C, D, E, D, C, up and down, those three notes. So I might do that a little bit and have a listen. I'll do it again. So I'm going to give myself just a 1 bar intro. Doesn't that sound nice? And if you get the hang of doing that, then what you can do is that you can develop that strategy and that idea. Doesn't it sound lovely? So that PDF for one for alto and one for tenor is in the description below. So if you have a look at this video, you'll see at the start of a description, it will say more. Click on that more button, a box will open up, and all of your free downloads, including the backing track that I'm using from Quartet app here, will be in there, an MP3, and the PDF guide that I've written out for you as well, plus the 2 sheets for tenor and alto. And then on the PDF, so there's a PDF guide as well, it says Misty is a beautiful ballad released in 1954 by pianist Errol Garner. And by the way, Errol Garner was completely self-taught. I wonder who else we know that was completely self-taught. Wait a minute, I am too. He didn't go to music school. And also he couldn't read or write music at all. So he had to get other people to write things down for him. And yet he wrote such beautiful tunes. And here we are listening to Misty over 70 years later, and it still sounds as beautiful and fresh, and a masterpiece worth learning and improvising over for sure, because it's so beautiful. And then the previous video that I've done was me playing the melody and doing a more kind of complex improvisation over that. I'll put a link in the description below, but if you'd like to hear, if you've never heard Misty or you'd like to hear me play it, there's a video with that as well. And then the PDF guide says, in this video I've offered you a strategy to improvise over the entire chord chart by using the first 3 notes of the scale of each chord. But beyond that, there's other things that I really want you to do, and this would be your homework. Review the chord chart and identify all the major and minor 2/5s or 2/5-1 progressions. So what exactly does that mean? Well, 2/5-1s are the most common chord progression in all of music, and this tune is absolutely full of major 2/5-1s. It really is, and sometimes you don't only get a 2/5-1, you get a 2/5. So for example, this is a 2/5-1 in the key of F, and this is a 2/5 in the key of E flat. And I know that because if this is a 2/5-1 in F, all I have to do is to think what is a whole tone below G, and that will give me F. So what is a whole tone below F minor, and that would be E flat. So this is a 2/5 in E flat. And then this is another common structure, a 1-6-2-5. So all of this is coming from the same home scale. We've got another 2/5 in the key of D, and yet another 2/5 in the key of C before it goes back to the C either here or to here. Then this is a variation on a 2/5-1, and this is yet another one and another one. This is a kind of minor, this is a minor 2/5-1 here, and so it goes on. So it would be really good to go through a chord chart and identify the chords and make sure that you understand them. When I do private lessons, I would spend time really explaining this to someone and walking them through it and making sure that they really understand it, because major 2/5-1s are the most common chord progression, and you're going to see them everywhere. If only we knew somebody who had created a brilliant course on major 2/5-1s. But wait, let's go to Sax Made Simple, because I've made a course on 2/5-1s and it has gone down an absolute storm. It's really thorough, and it takes you through 2/5-1s in all 12 keys. It gives you licks and patterns, a complete explanation in every single video. Go over and over and over it again, identifying it on chord charts. It's really good. You should definitely go and buy it. So number 1 says, review the chord chart and identify all the major and the minor 2/5 or 2/5-1 progressions. Spot any other common relationships, such as a 6/2-5-1. Well, we just talked about that. This is a 1-6-2-5. And then number 3 says, understand any remaining chords thoroughly. So I'd want to have a look around and see if there's any other chords, like, am I familiar with this one? Am I familiar with this one? And if not, I want to do my research, or, you know, ask my teacher if they can explain that to me. Then number 4 says, play the root and then the root and third, then the root, third and fifth, then root, third, fifth, seventh, root, third, fifth, seventh, ninth of each chord. And that is the time-honored method. And we're kind of doing that in the exercise that I've given you, because we're playing 1, 2, 3, which is clearly you've got the root and the third in there, but you're connecting it up using the second note of the scale as well. But that would be a really good exercise to do. And then number 5, play the first 3 notes of each scale like we have done, and that's what I've demonstrated to you. And then it says number 6, then you could do the first 5 notes of each scale, and that would sound really, really nice as well. You could also do number 7, the whole scale ascending, and then number 8, play each full scale both ascending and descending for each chord. So making sure that you really know every single chord and the scale that's associated with it, and running up and down it would be a very, very useful exercise to do. And then number 9, have you got any scale patterns? Well, we've talked about scale patterns on my channel with thirds, 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern, 1, 2, 3, 1 patterns. You could incorporate that into this, because all of these chords are asking you to play snippets or scales starting on different points. So if you've practiced those patterns, you could integrate that into your solo. And number 10, any licks that you might have. Well, in the last video I gave you there was a 2/5-1 video, and it had a really lovely lick in there as well. And in my demonstration for this, I definitely use a lick over the B section. I use a lick that I've practiced in all keys, and it works really well over that. So it's like a set piece, it just works really well. And then it says, with these steps, you can begin crafting a thoughtful, beautiful solo. And when you're soloing, keep in mind a few strategies. Try and maintain the integrity of the melody within your solo. So don't stray too far away from Misty. Try and see if you can incorporate some mistiness in your solo. Keep it simple, because complex, if you try to overcomplicate it, then that doesn't sound as good as doing something really accurate and really simple. So don't be afraid of doing sax made simple ideas, because they work extremely effectively. Make sure that you're accurate with each scale and each chord. Make sure that you're playing the right notes, because even if you play the correct notes but you're in the wrong place, then that's still going to clash and it won't sound good. And number 4, definitely leave space. And if you're ever unsure, that's why the exercise that I've given you, which is to play the first 3 notes of each chord, is so powerful. Because if you're ever unsure, you can revert to doing that and it will still sound absolutely beautiful. And most importantly, have fun, relax, and put your full intention behind each note. So even the simple 1, 2, 3 idea will sound gorgeous if you play it with intention. And it absolutely will. And I'm going to demonstrate that to you now. So what you can do is you can grab your saxophone. I'm going to put a visual of the chords at the bottom of the screen, and I hope I'm going to be able to do this in editing. And I'm also going to use this sheet, so half the screen will have this sheet on. I'm going to do it, I'm playing on the alto, so I'll do it for alto players, but tenor players, you do get your own sheet. And do it with me. Play the first 3 notes. Let's do it as an exercise, and we'll go through the whole song one time and play all of the first 3 notes. It's going to sound so lovely, so you can do this with me if you like. So we've got a 4-bar intro. Isn't that lovely? Sounds so nice. And again, like I did at the start of this video, if I threw that around just a little bit, I could make that into a beautiful solo, only using exactly those 3 notes and nothing more. I really hope you've enjoyed that video. If you like getting free backing tracks and these free tutorials and the free PDFs, then please do consider subscribing to the channel. That's going to help enormously. And now you can actually join this channel and you get free members only videos. You get support from me as well. You can email me and I'll help you out. I'll really try and give you lots of value for joining the channel. You can also buy me a coffee if you want to send a ripple of happiness throughout my house. Please do go to the website saxmadesimple.com. I've got loads of absolutely brilliant courses there. Major scale course, minor scale, blue scale course. There's 12 videos in each one for tenor, one for alto. It's a course for each, and they're really thorough. They are so thorough. And now I've got the major 251 course, and I'm working my what's-its off to create a minor 251 course as well. There's some tune tutorials as well as a whole bunch of free stuff. So do go and have a look at the website. Please share these videos and help the algorithm make Sax Made Simple the best sax teaching website on the whole universe, in all of YouTube. That would be so amazing. Right, I'm ranting, I'm being crazy. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate your support. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye.